Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we have a grand campaign event for you. The first map here is High Street, followed up by our second map, which is Pry Forge. You're seeing an overview of both of those maps right now. Thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get live streams of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of all the broadcasts we do with no commentary in UI. With that being said, our teams for today. On the Confederate side, you got the Iron Brigade, 12th Virginia, Hampton's Legion, 17th Michigan, and 11th Mississippi. They're not on screen because I didn't see them on the chord sheet, but they are leading CSA round one. And then Union side, you got IVB, 9th Corps, 42nd PA, 30th Ohio, 1st Delaware, and the Hoods Division. Co-commentating with me today, we got Zeb. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, okay. I am Major Zebbe from the 7th South Carolina. We are actually a small skirmish unit, and we fight mostly in the Ghosts of Antietam campaign as well as the War of Brothers campaign. And we're also starting to create a new campaign called the Boy Howdy campaign, led by 7th LA Kramer. So we're in several different events, but we're well known in our communities, and we're pretty much crack shots, and we're almost known as the 7th Sniper Corps instead of 7th South Carolina.
Well, we appreciate you being here. So, CSA is playing, they're going up this roadside. Union's playing pretty aggressive against them going on this side. Server pop is 150, 5 in balance in favor of CSA, but CSA has 6 on artillery, so infantry-wise, we are pretty even. As a more CSA regiment, what would you say the strategy for CSA should be on High Street?
Well, actually, I think they should be splitting up and attacking from multiple different angles at once. Right now, they're taking the literal high street right now. They could also be going down the middle street and then flanking up from the side on the northwest flank. But they just kind of all joined together right there in front of that little building right there. So it's not exactly good flanking tactics right now, but they're using numbers and sheer firepower to basically hold them back right now, which is another tactic that can be used. But it's a lot harder attacking due to hard covers and stuff than if you attack from the flank where they're exposed.
All right.
Flag up, boys. Flag up. Got the flag, boys. Someone got the flag.
But it is actually good in a way because they are attacking from the high ground, so they have less of their body exposed and they can see more of the Union bodies down below. So they have a higher probability of hitting their shots instead of the Union. So the Union's at a disadvantage right now.
Indeed, they are. And Union, again, is playing this very aggressive. Normally, from what I see, Union, they kind of hold behind the stone wall on the stairs here, but artillery can get some good shots in them, so maybe they're holding further forward to, I guess, negate that. But they're taking a lot of tickets. They're down half the morale stage right now, which is...
Yes, this is a very CSA heavy map. So unless the Union plays very smart and controls the casualty flow, then the ticket loss will be in very large disfavor for the Union.
So Union's still trying to keep the pressure up. Like HL's going around this far side here. I mean, I kind of don't get why HL's going up here all by themselves. They're just going to get slaughtered, and that's exactly what happened. It's almost as if Union's trying to take the church right now.
Yeah, the biggest problem is they're attacking with a smaller unit right now, and most of CSA is up there in one spot. So that little force is not really going to put a dink in the army, if you will.
Right.
So if anything, what I would do as Union right now is actually, I would cap early to try to force the Confederates into the street more than anything else. Because right now they're holding that high ground pretty hard. So if they can get them into the streets, then the Union has a chance of flanking around and actually holding the high ground themselves.
Right. So I will say this is a campaign And so there could be weird things at play that are forcing the
Every time,
Union to
it's probably
do
the last 3 times
weird
I
things.
shot instantly. Oh my god.
Shit. Sounds like a skill issue, brother.
It is. White man has very many hacks.
Keep going.
So I'm pretty sure we're going to do a post-game
You
interview.
must commit war
after that.
crimes.
Talk
Spit in
about
white man's
strategy with some of the officers, kind of learn more about the campaign. But we'll see if we get that. Union's almost down to engaged right now. Confederates, maybe 2/3 of the way through this battle-ready stage. Ninth Corps is kind of moving up top.
Yeah, and I believe that's an out-of-bound area, so they're going to have to bound and do independent fire or bound and volley in that upper church region, so they're not going to be able to stay there.
Kill the white man.
But they still have that high ground, as you can see, and
Oh my
they're taking
gosh.
full advantage of it right now.
Many Indian killed today.
One thing I have noticed is that the Union's not really hiding behind any hard cover, which is definitely to their detriment right now. They're practically in front of the rocks right there.
Get on the stone wall midwest.
Left base,
Stone wall midwest. Up and over the stone wall again.
Okay, there's a little stone wall. Okay, I see it right now.
There's
So they are
start-
hiding behind a stone wall. It's just very dark. Sorry, I couldn't see that.
Oh, you're good.
Down the road.
It's fine.
Down the road.
Artillery's starting to get there. That shot a little short on the fuse.
Oh wait, no.
No, stay,
Oh, no. Stay.
Keep shooting.
How bad damn near get hit by
Okay.
Maintain fire, gentlemen.
Yeah, another thing that I've noticed has been a big game changer. I don't know if this campaign has implemented or changed tactics, but recently the game has changed to where the respawn timer has been essentially halved. So you can be a lot more aggressive these days than you were just a few months ago.
Thank you. Someone finally gets it.
Yeah, what is your opinion on those flag changes and all that going from 10 seconds to 5 seconds?
Well, it causes a very large problem for smaller units, mostly because there is a 20-second reload rate at the standing and 25 at the kneel. So even if you were to hit a target at the standing or kneel, then they can respawn 4 or 5 people for each person you shoot.
Oh, they're right
Right.
here. I'm blind.
So lines can easily, with a flag, just bypass entire units, get essentially mowed down in the traverse of positions. But as long as they hold that flag, they can respawn their entire line essentially within a minute or so, instead of taking several minutes.
Oh my god.
West.
So they can
West
force
West
positions now a lot easier than they could in the past.
There's so much blood.
Right up the hill.
Reload in the defilade. Reload in the
I'm running
defilade.
back to spawn. Back to spawn.
Gentlemen, they are down the road. They are down the road. Keep that flag up, you $19
So Union kind of falling further and further back. Artillery is really hitting them there, and CSA is starting to
Hey,
slowly
man, they're
just
coming,
push
boys.
in. And CSA charging in here now.
Yep, they're doing a very good job this round. If they can even capture one flag, that's practically a game changer these days.
Prestige, have it go.
And CSA is gonna.
Hey, Prestige. Oh, asshole.
Love Podro. Union getting essentially wiped from the field.
I have a personal vendetta against these stairs. I tripped so many times. I almost stopped.
Well, it looks like the CSA might cap.
I don't
But they're-
think they will. They shouldn't. I mean, you got 35
they're
minutes to
shooting
knock
us
the
off
Union
the
down
stairs.
to breaking. Sure, Union's kind of hiding up in a nice spot.
That one must
but-
have rabies.
Well, if they get them down to taking, then all they have to do is just hold the point for 6 minutes instead of 11 minutes. That might be a better tactic.
Get your loads in. This is a
Loads
great
in, have a
time. The
better
fuck you
time.
talking about?
But right now, it's so heavily favored on the CSA that they have a lot of options to choose on their side right now.
And we'll see what the Union side decides to do. You got HL kind of going around the far side on their own, which I don't know. They're just CSA is all bunched up here on one spot.
Stay here.
It's going to be difficult for
line,
them to
quickly.
do damage
They're aiming at us.
or take significant ground unless the whole team charges at the same time.
Independent.
And without a flag, their respawn is going to have to come all the way from spawn. I don't see a flag right now in that location. So they're going to have a hard time reinforcing this area.
Yeah, you got Iron Brigade moving up as well. They don't have a flag as well.
Straight into him, boys. Straight into him.
Look in the road! Here they come! Here they come!
Countercharge. Get in there. Countercharge.
So Union trying to charge the position out. Union hitting taking losses.
Frick, you're in the wrong place.
And 30th and 42nd are trying to flank from the side.
Right in the backs, boys. Pour it on them.
And
Come on, get out here,
CSA dominate.
pour it on them,
CSA's
boys.
not even that engaged yet. Basically there, but
Yeah, they're completely controlling the field right now. One thing I've noticed is that they're actually playing really aggressively. And they are essentially working together as a, quote, gray blob. But not necessarily so, because they are still implementing alleys to flank as well. So there's been a lot of good charges, but there's also been a lot of good counter charges. Like HL just got counter charged from the rear by an additional CSA unit. And counter charges are extremely devastating, especially if you don't know they're coming in from the rear.
right. So Union going to taking losses.
South by Southwest, boys.
Union should turtle, forcing the CSA cap. Got 7 minutes at that point to retake. But I think CSA should just try to knock them down.
Well, as the Union starts holding up like they are, because I think they're trying to prolong the inevitable at this point. At this point, it almost might behoove the CSA just to force the issue, if you will.
That's
The
true.
only downside to that is if the CSA doesn't hold and they cap, the Union gets all their tickets back up to whatever the CSA is at.
Right.
So that might be why the CSA is not exactly capping right now. But if they turtle like they are, it might be a forced issue on both sides, really.
I mean, if 32 minutes, you're bound to go down to breaking as Union. You're going to take one casualty here and there, and that's eventually going to get you down, especially on the smaller size
We got them,
server.
boys. Just keep the fire rate up. Keep
I
it
mean,
up.
look at you got First Delaware. They're doing
wonderful.
this.
We're doing wonderful. Don't be scared.
Yes.
You're not. Shut up.
I'll show you my titties if you
It's
if you're
the
not
fact
scared.
that there's those small little groups, you know, of 10, 12 man going up.
Kill that man.
One of you get that flag up.
It's what's going to cause. It's what's going to cause the phase to shift.
Fire! Fire! Stop and go! Stop and go! Press T! Press T!
Get in there, boys. Get
So
in
it
there.
looks like Union's going to try to retake the point right now.
Keep going. Keep going. Ow, friendly fire.
Turtling ain't working whole well. That killed maybe one or two, knocked down more.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, there's been exceptional aim from the CSA tonight. A lot of their volleys and independent fire has been very good.
Move it up. Move it up. Shoot. 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 Shoot him down. Shoot him down.
And I mean, Union trying to hold the point. CSA might force him to breaking here.
Shoot their officer!
Charge the boys. Charge. 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 Charge down the road. Boys. Charge.
Quick,
Charge.
mind the bucket ball!
Here's a good counter charge now. Coming from the front this time.
Some CSA guys jumping off the rock. They're dying when they hit the ground too.
They forgot about the new fall damage.
And Union's gonna hit breaking any second now. Most CSAs on point. Union charge kind of fiddling out, but they got plenty of time.
Yeah, I can always tell an older player from a newer player. Seems like as older players will jump off buildings and rocks like you
Right,
see.
on me, 42nd, back
And you
up the
saw they
ridge.
just fall to their death without thinking about it. And the newer players, where they're used to the fall damage, they're kind of hesitant about it, you know?
Very true. I remember Maryland Heights, an officer led his whole company off rocks and they jumped off and died. trying to fight the other team. That was a heck of a thing.
Nice.
Yep, yep.
So there you go. Union hits braking.
Jesus Christ.
Interesting.
Yep. All they got to do is cap now.
Yeah. Although I will say, it looks like some CSA they're not on the point. This could be something with the campaign. I will say, that is the one aspect of these things. Oh, good
If it's
kill.
based off casualties,
That could
then
probably be why they're doing it.
yeah, they might be trying to, finish off a token or capture or wear out national supply or something.
Hold fire, hold
Whatever the
fire.
campaign holds.
When you have this dominant of a position and your enemy has to take it,
Follow me,
you might
boys,
as well.
on me. We gotta reform ourselves.
Get your loads and
Follow
go
me.
shoot,
We're gonna get
boys.
behind this car. We're gonna grab this wall.
Oh my
FSB, ID,
god.
behind this building, behind this building.
Yeah, the artillery's been very on point tonight. I'm impressed with their accuracy.
This is the 42nd PA.
Went into him. That was lovely.
I'd like to get some notes from them someday.
IVB, listen up! When the enemy
It's either that or they played enough to be such crack shots with cannons.
First Delaware is really this force that's going up, and
No, you're here
just
to stay.
keep trying to knock them down.
You're here to stay. You die with us.
A lot of these Union guys are just not responding.
Yeah, there's been a lot of situational awareness issues for the Union, I think. Also, I've noticed that a lot of the Union's a lot more spread out in little groups.
Right.
And the CSA's taking advantage of that by just taking out one at a time.
But we'll see if Union will... I mean, CSA is capping now. Got Tyndall just throwing lead down the road. I don't know if he's hitting CSA.
Everyone off, everyone off.
Off the steps, off the steps.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going for casualties, it looks like.
That's my mistake.
John, we can't fire from them here. They're behind the White House.
Yeah, they're telling them to get off point. They're going for casualties for sure.
Let's go. You're gonna die for your country.
Ooh, that's a long charge.
So that was a voice fight.
Get shit on.
Well, I know in our own events, what the Union's been doing lately, which has been very effective. I know it's it kind of detracts from the game and the mentality of the game, but what they've been doing a lot lately has been silent charges. So they don't let the enemy knows that they're there until they're actually in the unit themselves.
Right.
And it's absolutely devastating. I have seen like 7 to 10 man charges taking out lines of 30 without saying a single word. This guy's having fun.
He is very much. Survived a long time too. Oh,
Wow, what a miss.
I jinxed him.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Sorry, guy. Oh, he was by himself too, man.
Yeah, you got another guy down here,
Yes.
Mr. Crimson.
Jeez.
Yeah, these out of line deaths are devastating for Union right now. And that last Confederate charge took him down half a battle phase too. So, and maybe a fourth of breaking for the Union.
Yep.
That just tells me it wasn't a very successful charge. But looks like they're going to a ranged battle at this point.
If you see anything, shoot it. How's it going over here? Hateful.
Union gonna hit last stand any moment. Thank you, Steam Overlay. I love you.
It's been doing that also for me. It's like if you are out of the program, then come back in. Sometimes the steam overlay will just pop up randomly. I've been killed many a time that way.
I also love when I'm alt-tabbed and I'm in melee mode and tab back to the game. And then I
Oh man.
the very few times that I've played lately, I was in pubs and did that by accident. I didn't stab anybody, but some dude started yelling at me. He's like, "Why are you stabbing? What's the point? There's no enemies near us." I'm like, "I'm alt-tabbed."
Oh man.
But some HD IVB guys trying to force the Union down the last stand here.
Hello there.
I want you to peek, little boy.
What do you mean by that? What do you call little? I'm Chris Hansen.
Dude, this is a rough charge for the Confederates because they have to expose their backs
No, I'm talking
to the rest of the Union line to get that corner.
They got so many tickets to burn, it doesn't matter.
If they're basing it off casualties, which I'm pretty sure they are,
Was that a team?
then that could be, yeah. But you know, the CSA should try to, yeah, because battle phase doesn't mean much if they're going casualty based.
Right.
Someone say.
In some maps, you know, you'll have 40% extra attacker tickets or whatever, and so it's kind of skewed until you see the casualties at the end of the battle.
Stand behind him.
So Union pulling back pretty much as far as you can go. See if Hateful can. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Yep, that was good shots by the Union.
Oh, they're capping now. Anyways, I think they're gonna win this. But what were your thoughts of the this first round? I
thought
assume
it
it's
was very
over.
well executed. Yeah, I think they're capping for good now. They're all balled right there. I think the Confederates did a very great job holding the high ground in the very beginning. They didn't flank as much as I expected them to, but our particular campaigns, you know, we flank a lot. So they did good holding the high ground. Some good accuracy on both sides tonight that I've seen. And there was a lot of good charges and counter charges that occurred from the CSA. So overall, I think it was a very strong match for the CSA. Not too good for the Union. I thought they were a little spread out too much for their lines and not paying attention to any potential like alleyways or anything that was coming up. So I think it was a pretty solid play by the CSA and not so much for the Union.
Yeah, CSA pretty much played that perfectly. I mean, I agree with a lot of those points. I mean, Union was spreading themselves out a good amount, and it just let the CSA defeat them in detail. And that was just a perfect game on part of CSA. Artillery was good enough, and Union just had no response. Granted, it's very hard for Union to win this map, especially on the lower pop servers, but you still got to play good as CSA to win the game. So with that being said, a good one for CSA, and we will see you soon in round number 2. All right, here we are with round number 2. We got the little description thing on the bottom of the video working. I updated OBS last night, and I guess the text at that certain font size is not working, but it's back there. But anyways, round 2, Pry Ford. What do you think CSA strategy should be for this map?
This is one of the tougher maps, I think, most because there's not a lot of hard cover, but there is some good defilades that they can take advantage of. The best thing to do would probably be either 1, to bait them into the open, or 2, to secure the fence line to the south and kind of work from the flank over. But it looks like the Union's reinforcing that area pretty hard right now. So the other option is going way to the south, where the cannons are, and neutralizing the Union cannons if they have any guys over there.
2 guys.
Which doesn't look... Oh, man. They do not play with arty on this map.
No, they do not. Speaking of that, CSA has 8 on artillery. Union actually has none on artillery, so those are just probably...
Those are just random people.
QB with the,
oh, wow.
Which
that is actually a waste. That could actually be the deciding factor right there, unless the campaign limited their artillery capabilities, which is very possible. In this case, you know, I would definitely have the CSA back up actually into the back of the field so that they can actually deploy their cannons with more lethal intensity.
So, you said a CSA strategy is to push up to this fence line and kind of hold the Union back from there?
Yes, that's one of the good tactics, is holding the flanks. And the reason why is because if they ever do charge from the point, they normally go straight to the point from
Right.
the south. In which case, because they're going straight to the point, which is where they're holding now, then any Confederate that holds down the road to the northeast can easily countercharge them from the flank if they need to. But it's just that additional angle. The only downside of that is that the unit would be extremely by themselves. So they would have to have a very mobile unit. So if they were going to get charged out by a larger force, they need to know when to back off immediately.
Because in the events that I've watched, I've never seen CSA try to push up to that fence unless it's some meme charge.
I'll tell you, I have some weird tactics, and they may work, they may not work. I'm very unorthodox.
If they work well.
The problem is I have a very skirmish line mindset instead of a formation line mindset. So we're used to sending 7 to 10 men on a flanking mission and holding the attention of an entire line by ourselves, or completely reducing the artillery to nothing.
All right.
That's what a skirmisher's job is for.
So early on in the battle, Union down tickets. You, for some reason, see that on Pry Forward when Confederates kind of hold these deflated positions in the back. Kind of getting a little antsy on this left side, pushing pretty far forward. FSB and Iron Brigade are. Normally, you see CSA holding. Actually, no, they hold there. I'm just dumb. But anyways, Union on the contrary. On the far right, you got some 9th Corps guys taking shots with HD, 1st Delaware to their left. And then 42nd, 30th on their left, and CQB with the Sharps on the far left. So it looks like the introduction where I told the teams, it looks like they played the opposite sides of what I said there for round 1, and now they switch back to the quote-unquote proper campaign side. So, to what I know, it appears the 42nd PA is leading the Union side here, and HL is leading CSA side. So, the campaign for Grand Campaign is over Fredericksburg. I got a little recap. Thank you, TJ, for that last week. So.
There's one thing I didn't understand too much, is that the Sharps unit, for some reason, is when they were attacking the point of control, they were all standing. And if people don't know, the Sharps, they reload at the same rate, whether they're standing in formation or if they're dealing. The only thing I can think of is they're trying to reduce the amount of ticket loss if they were shot.
Get him, boys, get him.
I would have to agree.
Get him, boys, get him. Get that officer.
Which to me, it's a bit interesting, because for campaign mode, you know, ticket phases, you know, it does mean a couple things depending on the campaign, but overall it's more about casualties than it is about anything else.
It's our flag now.
So that's an interesting concept what they did there.
Good job, boys. Good job.
HL,
Ooh, and they just lost their flag.
Yeah, HL pushed out the Cav when they charged their artillery. I'm really surprised they don't see the Cav with the Union group, because if the Union infantry does decide to charge, you need the Cav with you, just because CSA can get a lot of good shots on you. Granted, CSA very spread out right now. They'll be more organized in a second, but I think Union needs to capitalize on this. Granted, they don't see what we see, but maybe they're going in right now. I hear charge bayonets. Let them. Oh, never mind. They go back.
Oh, this is This is a big waste of time right now for the Union.
Damn it!
He didn't want to commit. He didn't want to.
I think the CSA kind of noticed how far they were because I thought I saw one of the CSAs on the southwest side start going to the middle.
Yeah, they were
And
returning
yep,
from
they
that
were.
cav charge. The stick flag, yes.
Do not be next to
I love the
someone,
stick
please.
flag. You know, honestly, I kind of wish they would make it to where you could melee strike with the flag at some point, but maybe
That
that'll
would
be
be
for an update
fascinating.
later.
Imagine you're gonna throw it like a spear.
Oh, that'd be interesting too.
It'd be a heck of a thing. Oh, are they going now?
Yay!
I'm gonna put a bail, I think.
Dying on the field.
Oh, this is a kind of a spread out charge though.
Very much so. With some interesting war chants.
Ah, the flag's dropped. I'm not picking up.
No kidding. Oh, they're going hard right. Okay.
And CSA, some starting to move up from the middle. Expand these out of bounds lines, but CSA's letting the Union take these rocks. Good initial shots from CSA. The Union's going to get these rocks
Yeah.
with the flags behind. Oh, it's happening. That Union flag is a little flat.
Yeah. Now you can see this is like superior CSA firing line right now. Look at all the dead bodies of the Union right now versus just a few on the CSA side. This is some very good accuracy on the CSA part right now. I mean, they're decimating these guys right now. So very well done for the CSA currently.
CQB, pistols out. Independent.
Look, CSA is going to try to push them out. Midwest Brigade up in front. Iron Brigade following.
Ooh. A two flank charge, very nice.
Holy shit.
Get those flags! Get those flags!
Get off my rock, you bastard!
The Union cav arrived in this position a little late, so Union kind of overperforming, even though they are going to lose this position.
Oh, fuck.
This was a great charge done by the CSA. Did the Union lose a flag? I'm not seeing. Doesn't look like they did, which is good for the Union. Oh, they lost one in the back right there. That's recoverable. So. Oh, hold on. No, it's not.
Should we even out on both flags
Very well done by the CSA.
and just sit on them?
Oh, looks like they got another one too.
That is 3 flags total that they've taken down. So CSA is just playing a lot harder right now.
Yeah, they're doing very good.
What's going to hurt the Sharps unit a lot for probably another 10 minutes until the flag disappears is the fact that they've lost their flag. Because that 5-second respawn rate in formation and 10 seconds in skirmishing, that is truly how you hold the lines on some of these larger maps, where it takes them a minute and a half or 2 minutes to get back to the front lines from spawn.
So we'll see what Union does. It was mentioned earlier, but Union can kind of push up here to go near point. They aren't capping point. They got a real nice defilade though on this side. But we'll see what Union does. We're almost a third of the way through the match. Union pace definitely needs to pick up a little bit in terms of tickets.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm fairly certain that the Union has additional tickets for their battle phases in this match. Is that correct?
I mean, overall, they have more tickets.
Just because they're an attacker mainly, though. Which means, like I said before, the CSA, when they were doing the fire between the lines at a distance of approximately 40 yards, they just saw the Union just dropping left and right, and the CSA they lost a few, but not that many.
Yeah, it was a great shot. The Union, according to this list, has 18% more tickets.
Okay, so
Not a crazy
which means,
amount.
yeah, 20% is or 18%. Well, yes, roughly, another another person every 5 men, but
Right.
it does add up.
And I mean, it's been fairly obvious the CSA shots have just been superior with the whole round. Which
Yeah,
again,
especially since the Union has sharps as well. They should be outperforming right now.
and again to clarify, the guys on CSA were playing USA last round. So it's happening too where the flags, they start going flat, they start going sticks, and the faces disappear on the map. So Sori looks beautiful. He's got his mustache though, just no face.
He's the invisible man.
Fighting for the Union. Oh yeah, it's gonna start happening to everybody. That guy.
Let's not lose too many texture objects if you don't mind.
Let me just edit my settings here. All low. Body's up though at max.
Oh man, well you gotta have the body count, right? And that's what actually causes, I think, most of the issues.
Yeah,
that and body collision.
So we're a third of the way through the match. CSA is essentially now about to hit engaged.
Keep rolling on them.
Yeah, that's our cat. Behind that bush.
And you said that the sides flipped between the 2 different matches, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I think what might be going on is, this is a big discussion that I've had with our own boys at one point, but I'm fairly certain that the standard rifle between the CSA and Union is just so vastly different. Like a lot of CSA units have the infield, and a lot of the USA units has like the Lorenz. And I think that the infield, the iron sights in the infield is so small and so accurate that I think that's why you see a lot of superior accuracy when it comes to CSA units. It's just because they have a higher quality of rifle.
Yeah, I would not know the exacts of that. No, I don't know too much about the guns and all that fun stuff.
We don't see them.
Yeah, that's something that we pay attention to, because you know, our unit, we excel at shooting at 200, 300 yards out.
And that makes sense.
Yeah, so every little change in a rifle truly does matter to us, unfortunately, and fortunately, really.
So
Yep.
I don't get why. When you're the defenders, there's no, in my mind, no reason to put yourselves in a position where the attackers can deal damage to you. Like, I know 12 feet is not getting hit a whole lot here, and of course, as I say that, somebody dies, but they could hold back a little more and shoot from a further distance with more cover. But I get they have the sharps, but just my opinion. But I mean, regardless, whatever they're doing is working pretty well. They're up by 3/4 of the morale stage right now.
Yep, and there's another difference between the standing and kneeling positions. Is not only the difference between whether you're in formation or skirmish, but when you're in close quarter combat, and I mentioned close quarter combat, like anything within 50 yards is practically close quarter. But when you're in a skirmishing, your accuracy and your rifle steadiness is probably 2 or 3 times greater, just because you have another point of holding the rifle steady.
They're coming, they're coming.
Here they come, here they come,
Oh,
here they come.
here comes Union again.
On the left, on the left, on the left.
Yeah, just look at them drop. This is good accuracy on the CSA part.
Shoot with your pistol.
I mean, it also helps the CSA that they're themselves very spread out, and the Union's all clumping in one tiny spot.
You can't shoot from back here with a pistol. So you need to get
Yeah,
closer
now
to
they're
the
clumping up. Yeah, but when they were spread out on the northeast in a line, I mean, you just saw them just go down one after another.
Shift right 40 seconds.
And Union just getting destroyed. CSA countercharging here.
Yep, good time to countercharge as well.
I wonder if it's just best bet if Union, instead of just holding at that rock, just keep going if they're going to charge on that side. Actually, Union had taken losses. They fell back a little. forming a null line of themselves.
You fucking moron. Go.
But CSA is going to win this again.
Don't chase, boys, don't
Yeah,
chase.
one thing that a lot of people don't realize in this game is for a 20-second reload rate, or even 10-second for sharp, you can cover a lot of ground in that time. Which is why it's not recommended to do volleys like within even 60 yards of the opponent, because at the sprint you can get approximately 70 to 80 yards to the enemy over that distance before they can reload. So you have to be very mindful of distances in this game.
Back.
But this is well done executions of the CSA attacking from two different sides at once when they're charging. Because even if the Union does focus on the closer charge that's happening right in front of their eyes, they're still getting attacked from a slightly different angle from another group of CSA.
So, yeah, Union reforming at Maine. Well, we have some downtime. What got you in the War of Rights?
Well, I've always been a bit of a Civil War buff, so it doesn't hurt at all that this game is Civil War. The fact that it's very realistic as well for the simulation part, as far as movements, not only with loading the rifle, but even climbing over fences, all the tactics that come involved. And the community that I'm in, we're very, very big into supporting each other. Even if we're on different sides of the field, we're definitely very friendly towards each other. Like we'll do the normal banter and stuff, but overall, it's like whether you play for the Union or for the CSA and the communities I play in, they're very well respectful of each other. So we have a nice, positive community. We're trying to expand it currently into the pubs with the server nation at war. So we're trying to make it to where the public's fights are turning into a positive force as well. Because we hear a lot of negative stuff in the pubs currently, which is unfortunate. Because this is such a niche game already. We'd love to see the community grow, but if a couple people with either bad mouths or bad tactics or whatever prevents for people who are kind of wishy-washy on the game from ever coming back, that's a down thing. That's a downside.
All right.
So the love of the game, the love of the atmosphere, simulation itself, the love of the Civil War, that's what keeps most of us around, really. And that's why I joined as well.
Right. I agree. Community is a big part of it. And that's the nice part about, there's enough groups to where you can find something that fits what you like. Because groups are very, very different, that's for sure.
Yes, they are.
Left and right of the tree.
So, we're almost halfway through the game right now. Confederates up by... They're up by 3/4 of the morale stage still. But, this is just straight up domination. I'm surprised we haven't seen Union try to go for that deflate in front of point. Maybe they're going towards that direction, but they've been losing a shooting battle this whole game, and they're putting themselves in a position where artillery can do that.
That was a good arty hit too. Surprised they didn't kill more people though, just knocked them down for a while.
That's what I see with a lot of artillery. Artillery, you get red mist and it's like 1 or 2 kills, but it really just knocks a lot of people down and gets in a lot of people's heads. Even if it's direct impact like you saw there.
Line ready.
And that's even if they hit the line. Like
Another
that
good
one.
hit.
Yeah. What? They maybe killed 1 or 2 and knocked down 4 or 5, but it's fascinating. CSA kind of shifting again, spreading themselves out, using the defilade as cover, just shifting based on that. CSA's playing this very well. Union shifting to the right as HL's going to the far side. This is CQB with, yep, and First Delaware. Actually, it's just First Delaware and HD. I saw one CQB guy, and that was the first guy and only guy I looked at.
Behind the tree.
He's probably lost.
They don't have cavalry pistols.
Get that unit off the board, boys.
Oh man. So they should just be thankful that this is kind of an open plains match, because you can see a lot of things of what's going on, so you can adjust accordingly, and the officers should adjust accordingly to how the battlefield, you know, moves around. But other maps, you know, where they have like, you know, Eastwoods or something like that, you know, you can't see but 5 feet in front of your face sometimes.
Right.
So because of that, you know, the Union should be playing a lot more tactfully. You're right. I'm not sure why they don't hit the deflate in front of them, and they're playing hill-to-hill gunfire battle right now.
I mean, it's really the only thing Union hasn't done. Maybe not charge their artillery, but I don't know why Union would charge their. Actually, they did earlier in the game, and it didn't work out. But
I think it was the Sharps unit, that went in there. Lost their flag too.
Yep.
It should. I think it should be respawned by now, so that's good for them by now.
Yeah. And they. Oh yeah. They do have a flag.
I'm back.
Follow John.
You're independent.
The stick flag. Praise be.
Yeah. One thing I've also noticed is that when the Union does move out, and they're moving out in the open, they have been crossing long distances to get to another position. Like, they're not just shifting, you know, 50 meters or something like that just to do a bound by right type firing. They're shifting half the battlefield to get into another position. And those long crosses is just open season for the Confederates, who are standing still on the point just to attack them longer.
Ceasefire.
So if anything, if they're going to do large movements like that, they need to back up a little bit to get that distance, because it is a lot harder to shoot at, you know, 200 and 300 yards than it is at just a mere 100 yards.
Right. HL's trying to take on the Cav, which is never a good equation for the non-Cav group. HL just got shot up.
They got mowed down with those pistols.
Union's almost at breaking. CSA just had taken losses. I mean, this is so winnable for Union. It's going to be tight, though. They're going to have to win win a charge on point against CSA.
I think they're gonna. If I was the Union overall commander, I'd wait till the CSA was about 1/3 left of taking losses, then charge the point out with cavalry, kind of like not in the front, but close to the front, so they can do a pistol charge.
That was awesome.
Keep them stressed.
Tom here is trying to. Speaking of pistols,
CQB, pull it back. We're in arty range. Pull it.
Pistols.
Pull it back, CQB. Pull it back, CQB. Pick up the flag.
Flag up.
Yeah, consecutive pistol shots are really hard to do at that, especially at that range.
Right.
Alright, gentlemen, we're going for the rocks in 10 seconds, boys.
Oh boy. Without the Cav?
Darn good.
Without the Cav, they're going in again without the Cav.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure cavalry is supposed to be in the charges on this particular map.
Yep.
Just because of that open distance. Now this is a lot better charge instead of the string that we've seen before. This is the nice blue clump.
Oh, there comes another group out of the bushes, though.
Yeah, this is a nice blue clump right now. So this is a lot better charge than the first one that we saw, at least.
The no-face charge.
Fucking rocks. Fire on them. Fire on them.
All right.
Board on them.
Make sure you use the cover, gents. Use the cover.
You hear a lot of death screams right now, so getting pinged quite a bit.
What it?
Nope, we're not.
See, this is the third time they've done the same tactic.
Looks like they're trying to spread out instead of clump up on that one spot. I'm surprised the Cav is not trying to go through point and hit CSA on their side.
Hmm. Oh, hold on. They might be going towards the center now. It looks like they might be going to center. Yep.
Thank you.
Pick up and shoot.
No.
We're here
Pick up
yet.
and shoot.
I guess that
Shoot 'em, shoot 'em, shoot 'em. Take your time. Take your time. Get your
shooting's
Okay,
gonna
so the
work.
Confederates aren't really looking at them right now.
No.
I mean, they got a couple, but not many.
They definitely could have charged that side though. So Union again blobbing up now in the open instead though. Union hits braking. CSA, I don't know, they look a little confused for if they're going to try to charge back in or not.
See, this was a good bait tactic because they had a line behind waiting for them. They just don't have the numbers probably to hold though. But we'll see how it folds out.
CSA charging in. The Iron Brigade with their cheese. Whew.
Everyone got the mantra. So it looks like they did not hold as well as they thought they were going to.
Yeah. I mean, CSA is almost down to braking, but yeah, Union's going to start going down quick as well. Team kill, team kill, team kill. Oh, they're good. They're good players. Dang it.
Is that okay?
I could not claim that status for melee combat.
Right there. Right there.
Imagine if they had. Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, that's probably the biggest downside of shooting from distances all the time. Is we're really bad with melee combat.
Imagine
Anyways,
if there
go
was
ahead,
a Steam achievement for get a team kill.
Oh, I think everyone would have.
Yep.
Especially with those achievement hunters, you know.
All right.
I'm sorry, man, you gotta die.
Main road. Get your reloads and shit. Is this all that?
First match of the Steam Summer Sale is just TKs to start the round. Be a heck of a thing.
Now, one of the ones I did appreciate though a lot was the fact that they put an achievement for picking up a flag that was not your unit's.
Oh, I didn't realize it was for not your unit.
I believe it's for not your unit, if I'm not mistaken. But it kind of makes you think a little bit beyond your own particular company, which is nice.
Right.
Ooh, that was a nice shot.
Spread out, spread out, spread out, skirmish.
So 12th VA is gonna take some pop shots to some, if you want to call it, counter battery, infantry counter battery.
Oh, the Union does have some battery now, don't they? Wow, that was a poor
Maybe.
shot.
Yeah, they got 10
Yeah.
guys on.
Ooh. Guess they switched
Oh.
over for there.
Right. I remember I was told on a DM last week because what was it? CSA didn't take artillery to start the round, and then they got it in the middle of the round. Look at this DM.
Large body.
Pull it back, pull it back.
Up reface
Pull
fluid.
reload, pull it back, pull it back. Pull reload, pull it back, pull it back.
Yeah, not a lot of
Pull back to the
losses
blue line.
right there. I mean, I think they lost one unit in that exchange for the CSA. I didn't see how many Union they got since it's so smoky over there.
So
Oh,
yeah,
they just knocked another group down.
so they also have cards in the campaign
Mhm.
that affect your ability. So one of them, for example, is banning artillery for the first 10 minutes of the round, which is probably what you got for this round.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So I know the developers built horses and stuff. I think they were planning to expand to Gettysburg at some point too, but
There's no shot. I've never heard the developers say they're doing anything outside the Maryland campaign of 1862. Maybe in the map maker people will make it, but the only thing they've
I
said
think
is
that
shut
was
the town.
that must have been just regular scuttlebutt then.
Oh,
But it's like with the horse, I think the only cavalry that was ever in, and I really put quotes on cavalry for the Battle of Antietam was the fact that horse artillery. I think that was the only horses in the entire Battle of Antietam, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I don't know too many specifics, but I wouldn't disagree.
Because I remember looking it up when
Get up
a
there quickly,
lot of people
aim.
started complaining about the fact that no
Pick a
horses
target,
were
any target.
available for a long time.
Yeah, I think too many people are overhyping what horses are going to be, and a lot of people are going to be disappointed.
We're right in front of Artie, Delaware.
Honestly, I don't know how they would implement them, because if you
Right.
shoot the horse, does the entire unit go down? Or, like, how would that work? Because that's a large target, you know?
Oh yeah, WB.
Some people have thought the developers have finished horses, but don't know how to implement it in like entirely, like in the game modes and whatnot. So,
Yeah, I think that's kind of where everyone's at.
so
Because we saw the horse model at one time.
a couple years ago, IB's charging in from CSA, rest CSA holding back, Union in between the CSA artillery and infantry, more CSA charging out now. CSA will hit braking, but Union are going to get very close to final push. There you go, CSA at final push.
Yeah, this might have been... Oh, I mean, they did good number on the Union, but the Union still has a lot of flags there, so they're going to reinforce very quickly. So that may not have been a very good push right there. That brought them into braking at that time.
Are you stuck there, sir?
I mean, maybe, but I think their biggest thing is they're trying to hit Union down the final push, because that clock will go down to a couple minutes. But FSB's charging the artillery. I mean, this is going to get a lot of skirmishing on the line. I like the play. I mean, what? They only got like less than 10 dudes doing that too, and I mean, they're going to win that. Union's going to have final push any second now.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, yeah, it's got a game changer now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That was a very, very well done, that artillery charge. But the biggest problem now, the Union is static right now in between the CSA reinforcement point. So they're kind of pinched now.
Yeah, any kill, we're going to get final push, and Union's going to have to win a charge on point, which they haven't won anything today, at least on this map. Let me clarify. Actually, the Union side, both sides have kind of, it's been unfortunate. 3.5 minutes left.
Yep, that changed the time by about 5-6 minutes.
Go left, go left, go left, go left.
See, now it's practically a do or die moment now.
It's real fascinating. The Union team has literally gone every direction towards the point except directly at it.
I guess they're playing Shark in the Water or something, right?
CSA charging it on their side. HL is.
Ooh, they're steamrolling right now.
Yeah, Union kind of doesn't realize it either.
Bit too late, gentlemen.
Sir, I have a knife. I would like to equip my knife.
I mean, if CSA gets these flags out, that's going to be real. That might be just game more than it already is.
Keep it up. Watch out. Don't stop friendly.
Yeah.
Yep, that's another flag down. One flag retreating. Yeah, I think that flag's gone unless a good shot hits it.
Oh, Tom, why are you turning back around?
Come on, Tom! Get to safety!
No! Oh, my game lagged, so it looked like he died, but he was just falling off a...
Why is he not going straight to the fence line? Oh, that was a...
Oh,
there we go. That was a good shot. There we go. So what is that? 3 flags total loss for the Union?
God damn, these guys are...
That could very well be game unless the last push is a miracle.
Unless they somehow knock CSA in the last stand in the next like minute, and then
now
kill all of them.
This is probably the biggest #1 detriment to both sides of CSA and Union for a lot of games. Is they'll have the trickle effects of the quote bayonet and go. So unless they clump up first and then mass charge all at once, they don't really stand a chance. Right. And it looks like they are doing that, which is good.
I don't think.
But they're on the wrong side of the fence.
I think this game's over just because they don't have the flags and CSA does.
Yeah, but they're not going to the point at all. So this is a loss now. They won't have the time to get there or to have enough manpower on the point to hold it for overtime, especially since they're retreating.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think they're just holding casualties right now.
Yep. If you're not going to win, no point in trying to take the unnecessary casualties. So, yeah. You got any thoughts for round 2 and anything you wanted to shout out?
Like I said, I think they were trying that northeast flank a little too hard. They tried it 3 times, and all 3 times they got knocked back pretty hard. They should have tried a different tactic. So they are very static in their thinking tonight for the Union. Also, I think that the cavalry should have charged in, because those pistols are very devastating, especially at the close range. CSA played a phenomenal night with both their accuracy and the timing of their charges as well. So I think once again the CSA brought forth. I know the side switched like you said, but CSA for both maps just played very well tonight.
Yeah, no. Great rounds on part of the CSA both rounds, even though they did flip sides. I mean, just great shots, great strategy, great plan. I think just a lot of what Zebbe said made a lot of sense and was great. So I said earlier we were going to do a post-game interview, but I am pretty exhausted and I have some friends coming over and I need to get ready for that. So we won't be doing that, but regardless, thank you, Zeb, for joining. If you want to check out the Grand Campaign more and what it is, the link for that Discord will be in the description. But on top of that, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, subscribe for more. Our Patreon, Discord, and merch is in the description. If you want to get live streams of all the broadcasts we do, go to our Patreon. You can also advertise your regiment and get raw gameplay footage of all the broadcasts we do with no commentary and UI. But regardless of that, it means the world that you watch the video, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. See you in the next one.
Yep. Thank you for having me. Have a good one.